What if death? What if it wasn't the end? What if there was a way for nature to create something, to freeze life at the exact second it was happening, without bones, no shadows of the past, but skin, fur, feathers, eyes, preserved as if they were still alive? There are creatures that died a long time ago, 100 million years, and even so, they're still looking at us, trapped not in stone, but in pure time. Today, you will see real animals captured in amber in the midst of hunting, movement, and survival. Such perfect moments, which science calls this geological miracle. But perhaps it's not a miracle. Perhaps it's a warning, because each fragment of amber is a direct message from the past saying, we exist, and the world used to be very different. Get ready. You won't see any fossils. You are going to face life as it was, before humanity existed. If you're already curious about this topic, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for even more surprising facts. What if time could stop? Not in a photograph, but in a real-life moment. Scientists are finding prehistoric animals so well preserved in amber that it's possible to see fur, scales, and even the exact moment they were hunting. Today, you'll meet 5 real creatures, frozen in time for millions of years. Imagine an ancient forest. The air is warm and thick. The scent of fresh resin slowly seeps from the trunks of the giant trees. A small animal moves among the leaves. One wrong step, the sticky resin traps it. It tries to escape, but it's too late, and time stops forever. What seemed like just resin turned out to be the most perfect time capsule science has ever found. These aren't ordinary fossils. They are direct windows to the past. Amber is formed when tree resin seals living organisms, completely preventing the entry of oxygen, bacteria, and any decomposition process. Unlike fossils in stone, where only the organism's form is preserved, amber preserves everything. Skin, fur, scales, feathers, colors, and even facial expressions remain intact. It's as if nature pressed the pause button at a specific moment in the history of life on Earth. But what can these animals tell us about life that existed before us? What do their preserved bodies reveal about evolution, survival, and extinction? Let's find out. Myanmar, Cretaceous period, 99 million years ago. In 2020, scientists announced an extraordinary discovery: a tiny skull, smaller than a penny, perfectly preserved in amber. The name given to this creature was Oculudentavis, which means eye-tooth bird. Only the head was preserved, but it revealed impressive details. 23 sharp teeth in the upper jaw, enormous eyes compared to the size of the skull, extremely delicate bone structure. When the discovery was published, many believed it to be the smallest dinosaur ever found, a dinosaur the size of a hummingbird. But science is rarely that simple. Later studies suggested that Oculudentavis might not have been a dinosaur, but rather a prehistoric lizard. The debate continues to this day. Regardless of the final ranking, one question remains: how was something so small and fragile preserved with such perfection? How did this skull survive 99 million years virtually intact? And you, what do you think this creature really was? A primitive bird or a lizard lost in time? Subtropical Europe, 54 million years ago. The second animal on our list is a prehistoric gecko found in amber from the Baltic Sea. A small lizard with perfectly preserved scales and adhesive pads on its toes, identical to those seen in modern geckos. But here's the fascinating part. These adhesive pads are exactly the same as those used by geckos that climb walls today. They haven't evolved, they haven't changed, they haven't adapted. They were already perfect 54 million years ago. This leads us to a profound question about evolution. If something is already perfect for its function, is evolution still necessary? Yantaro Gecko Balticus suggests that some life forms have achieved such an efficient biological design that they did not need to change for tens of millions of years. This proves that evolution isn't just about constant change. Sometimes it's about maintaining what already works perfectly. This little gecko shows us that perfection doesn't need modifications. It only needs to survive. Myanmar, Middle Cretaceous, approximately 99 million years ago. This is perhaps the most exciting specimen on our list. A prehistoric bird chick preserved in amber. A baby bird with feathers, with formed wings, with color patterns still visible on its feathers. He was only a few days old when he was trapped in the resin. But here's the shocking part. Its flight feathers were already fully developed. Functional wings on a newborn chick. This means that some prehistoric birds were born practically ready to fly. They didn't need weeks or months of development like modern birds. The body structure of enantiorniths was completely different from the birds we know today. They represent an entire evolutionary lineage that went extinct along with the non-avian dinosaurs. Imagine growing up in a world dominated by dinosaurs, where giant predators hunted in dense forests, where survival depended on flying fast, flying high, or hiding perfectly. This cub never had the chance to grow up. It never flew through the forests of the Cretaceous period. It never faced the predators that dominated that world. But he left us something even more valuable, a direct window into how life functioned 99 million years ago. Lebanon, Spain, and Myanmar. From 128 million years ago to 100 million years ago, praying mantises, silent predators, masters of camouflage, patient killers. But did you know that they already existed more than 100 million years ago? Scientists have found multiple specimens of prehistoric mantises preserved in amber from different parts of the world. And most impressively, many of them were frozen in the middle of the action. Front paws raised in an attack position, heads turned, tense bodies. Hunting. These specimens revealed that the mantis's hunting strategy emerged much earlier than science had imagined. Their camouflage patterns were already sophisticated. Patience was already a weapon. The speed of their attack was already lethal. Some of the mantises preserved in amber are the oldest ever discovered, and they show us that the design of an efficient predator has remained virtually unchanged for over 100 million years. The question that remains is this: how many other perfect predators have disappeared without a trace? How many stories of hunting, strategy, and survival have been lost forever because they weren't fortunate enough to be preserved in amber? The answer is probably millions. Myanmar, Middle Cretaceous, approximately 100 million years ago. And now we come to the strangest creature of all, Chimerarachne yingi, the spider with a tail. When this specimen was discovered in 2018, it broke several rules about what we knew about the evolution of spiders. Imagine a common spider. Now add a long, segmented tail protruding from its abdomen. A tail with more than 20 segments. A tail that shouldn't exist. This creature produced silk just like modern spiders. It had functional spinnerets. It probably built webs, but it also retained primitive characteristics that science believed had disappeared tens of millions of years earlier. This group shouldn't have existed during this period. It's a transitional form that scientists thought had become extinct long before the Cretaceous. But there she was, perfectly preserved, with all her impossible features intact. The Chimerarachne yingi forces us to rethink evolutionary timelines. It compels us to question what we truly know about extinction and survival. How many evolutionary lineages do we believe to be extinct, but we simply never find evidence for them? How many impossible creatures are still hidden in fragments of amber around the world? How many life stories remain untold? These animals are not just fossils. They are not just objects of scientific study. These are lives, lives interrupted in a second, lives frozen in a specific moment. Amber doesn't just preserve bodies, it preserves stories. Moments of hunting, moments of birth, moments of survival. Each fragment of amber is a window into time, a natural time machine that allows us to look directly into worlds that ceased to exist millions of years ago. And these worlds were real as ours. The forests were dense, the predators were lethal. Life struggled, adapted, survived, or disappeared. And by an extraordinary coincidence, some of these beings became trapped in resin, and the resin hardened, and time passed, and the continents moved, and the forests disappeared, and new forms of life emerged, but they remained intact, waiting, looking forward to hearing your stories from us. What if, at this very moment, there is still a fragment of amber hidden somewhere in the world? A fragment containing a creature we've never seen. A creature that could rewrite everything we know about evolution, about extinction, about the history of life on Earth. What if there's a discovery waiting to completely change our understanding of the past? Time holds secrets, and amber never reveals them all at once. Each discovery generates more questions. Each preserved animal shows us how much we still don't know, and that's fascinating. Which of these animals impressed you the most? If you could observe one of them alive in its natural habitat millions of years ago, which one would you choose? The tiny Oculudentavis with its sharp teeth, the gecko that didn't need to evolve, the baby bird ready to fly, the mantis frozen in attack, or the impossible spider with a tail? Leave a comment below. I really want to know. In the next video, we'll go beyond amber. We'll talk about creatures we can't believe existed, or that in fact still exist. See you soon.